But I'm sure later on that that's going to blow up into just a really nasty back and forth. I get that. You can see it like right there on the surface. And especially, there were a lot of claims that had already been made that, coming down the pipe. But right now, Aaron, like I said, he's had the microphone to himself for quite a long time. But there's a difference in him telling tales. Again, are the tales true or not? We don't know if everything is true or not. Like some stuff apparently definitely has a real world backing, Again, there's some of it there, but how much of his stuff, who knows? My God. Like I've avoided talking about too much of him because I've tried to stick to the lawsuit portions, that the actual crimes that have been involved, or the alleged crimes, if you want to go with it that way. We had the Ricada arrest, then we had the charges that came up with April Imholte, the charges that rolled in on that. Now you have the potential for Aaron. Basically everybody that's been involved in this circle. You notice when this stuff, it goes to a point that has been made repeatedly. These kind of relationships, when they break down and flame out spectacularly. They don't just poof and go away. It's like somebody took a flamethrower and sets everything on fire in the aftermath. And of course, what Steel Toe has been saying, of course, he's, that's not going to flame out in a nice way. The wife at the time, well, they went into this, he's staying with, they couple, and it ended up, he's the odd man out. So he told you some pretty horrible tales, especially the stuff like, again, his allegations involving children. Really horrible stuff there. But ended up crossing a line. So anyway, let's continue.
I got to call your wife as well. And then I went, I'm right here. I'm fiance, but yes, I'm right here. And she was like, oh my God. Then we're making jokes. We're cooling our heels. We're laughing, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, so I was watching your talk show. And I did see that Aaron had sent a photo to Gino, a naked photo of Kayla. Can you describe it? I said it was...
Here's another thing that just I processed right now on this. Okay, you would think... everybody's read the PC for this, right? The PC for warrants and stuff. How did they build PC? They built PC by watching people's shows. Whose shows did they watch? Well, of course, we know they watched Ricada Law, but who else did they watch? They watched Aaron. That's right. They were watching Aaron. So you would think that maybe in processing this stuff, you might think, hey, if you're doing things live, it gets clipped. The police that have been involved, they've just been referring back to shows. Maybe... again, I'm not saying I'm not in any way saying do this off stream, but doing it on stream again when you've been brought up as probable cause to go after other people. Wow, what are you thinking? My God.
A naked lady standing in a house that was Kayla, just standing there completely nude. And then there was a moment on a Rumble Friday where after he sends it to Gino, Aaron goes to Gino, your boy didn't do too bad, did he? So after, I suppose, April saw that, she had texted both Gino and I, and we really don't want anything to do with it. I wasn't going to be like, I kind of feel bad for Aaron almost a little bit. I know he was just trying to bro out with Gino, who wanted nothing to do.
Feel bad for Aaron in that. Are you kidding me, really? I don't. This is the stupidest thing you can do. You know that this is a problem. There have been multiple streamers that have gotten in trouble in some way, shape, or form for this type of behavior. Whether it's posting an image, sending images. This is not the first time that this kind of stuff happens. So feeling bad, man. I feel bad that he's dumb enough to think, oh man, they're gonna have this bonding experience, and he's gonna be like, yeah, I'm not the odd man out anymore. I'm not. Look at me. I didn't do too bad, did I? And it's like, yeah, okay.
Do with it.
You
But
left a record.
I don't think Kayla or Nick or April took very kindly to that. And she was like, I hate this man. And, after all of the abuse allegations and everything, she had told me about what a monster he was. And it just kind of proves even more of like the low down sort of like dirtiness of it. And we don't really want anything to do with it. And even in the midst of all of this turmoil, you're still gonna.
But that happened on your show, right? Like I'm just kind of confused by this whole situation. So it happened on your show. You don't want anything to do with what exactly? The situation? Are you talking about the sharing of the photo itself? Are you talking about the situation? Because it sounds like you're saying the situation. It's like, I don't want anything to do with the situation, but I'm going to repeatedly stream with somebody on this. It's like, wait a minute. Like, one of these things is not like the other. Not at all like the other. And I feel like, I decry this. I don't want. And we talked about the allegations there. We've seen some of that with. I think there's a protective order, if I'm not mistaken. Again, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that. But there were allegations there. There have been other allegations too. Yeah, and that'll add right to it. If you have orders like that against you with other people, showing that, again, it may not be directed at that specific person, but if you have that already, and then you go in and you're committing other offenses, that's a good way to go straight to jail.
Send a nude photo of.
Or get sued. That's another part that I wasn't there. You could also get sued in that. One of the things that he said over and over again is, basically, again, I'm paraphrasing, but he said that he's lawsuit proof because he's got the receipts. He can prove that this stuff happened. Blah 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 blah. Okay, fair enough. Well, this opened up grounds for criminal liability, but it also opens up grounds for civil liability. And these people, they're noting, like she's saying, they hate him. They hate him, and yet, like, again, anytime something breaks down, that's how it goes. Especially, again, these types of relationships. But when relationships break down anyway, it's nasty. It's always nasty. Again, you end up the odd man out. You have all these folks motivating them with the discussions. That was already motivation to utilize anything and everything. And then he very well did something that's pretty tough. So, yeah, welcome to... If it gets away, if he somehow skirts criminal out of this, doesn't end up with... There's a few things he could end up with. But if he somehow gets a slap on the wrist, he could end up, oh man, the pain and suffering. He's caused me losses I find that I can't do. I mean, you've seen those lawsuits before.